everybody, welcome to episode 29 of the ZooPhobia show series, Sketcheleshious Monday. Hey, you there! I want to remind everybody that if you end up liking this video, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. And right now, YouTube says that over 90% of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so it would really help, and with that... Hello everybody, I'm ZooPhobia, your guys' host for episode 29 of the ZooPhobia show series, Sketcheleshious Monday, where today I'm going to be drawing yet again another character from the latest animated short from Vivziepop that goes by the name of ZooPhobia. So this is going to be none other than Jack, one of the 5 main characters in the ZooPhobia short that is sort of like the main focus of the entire short as a whole. But anyway, today's drawing will sort of be focused around a pencil drawing, so today I won't be doing any color, but I will be freehanding a lot of this, except referencing things like his feet and his legs, which are parts that I'm actually a little bit more unaware of how to draw, as well as some expressions. But anyway, other than that, a lot of this will be freehand with just a pencil. But anyway, enough of me talking, let's go ahead and get into a time-lapse speed draw and see how Jack turns out in the end. So with one sore hand later, here we are with my drawing of Jack from the latest short from Vivziepop named, of course, ZooPhobia. So as you can see here, I actually see quite a bit of niceness in this one, if that makes any sense. Well, what I'm trying to say is I don't think this actually came out too bad. Now, of course, now my hands are covered in lead and stuff like that. On the other hand, the art piece itself, I think, actually turned out quite nice, if you can even call this an art piece due to the, well, the lack of good that it has, if you get what I mean. But I really think that for freehanding this, the amount that I did actually turned out quite well, considering that I actually did not take a lot of reference for this, other than a couple of glances and my memory of what I just remember from the short itself, and the rest of the body was really simplistic, and the reason I decided to try to freehand this as much as I did is because Jack is generally simple when it comes to his body. He's just sort of line, and then you split it with the legs, and you add some arms, some floofage, and his head is sort of the most complex part, which is also what I think actually came out the best, because all of the lines actually sort of fit nicely together, and then you have these scuff marks, as you can see here. There's actually one on his ear, and then there's one on sort of like the left side of his face there, or at least my right side, but the left side of his face. And then you've got some of the little tic-tac-toe sort of scratch marks, whatever you want to call them. And then here you've got his one hand that I wanted to make it look like he was just sort of still in the slouchy sort of bad posture mood, with the hand that was just sort of extended, showing the palm. Didn't come out the best, but I think it came out okay. And then, as I said, you got the floofage right below his neck, sort of right on his chest, and then not a lot on his actual chest itself, sort of like his stomach and that general area, because in the actual short there is some general shading that sort of adds a bit of a yellow tint in this area, but I didn't want to risk anything and ruining anything by adding a bunch of stuff on top of this, which already looks sort of okay, so I decided to leave it blank for the most part. And then the only part that I did have to use a lot of reference for is actually the hand, because this specific hand, the only way to really draw it nicely, showing a lot of it extended, is to get the fingers to sort of point to the left-hand side, or at least to his right-hand side, if I'm sort of positioning those two things right. And I'm really not good at drawing in this direction with my right hand very well, so I decided to find a picture where he had his hand sort of down in the angle, and I decided to just generally draw with his hand sort of closed as if it was just being pulled down by the gravity a lot more and just sort of pointed straight down with all of his fingers going towards the floor. And then this arm, other than it not being bent, is in sort of like the same spot as the other arm with the hand that is extended. And then I wanted to show his tail, so I added his tail sticking out there. And then you've got both of his knees that do have the same sort of stretching that his ear and his face does. And then his feet are done very similar to that of what I actually did for Zillion or Zill in last episode of this series, where I actually just simply do this very simple shape and then add the lines to show the feet. And then up on his face, we've actually got, well, a lot of the nicer parts that I said earlier, but his face, I genuinely don't like to see people sad, so I decided my very best decision was to make him look generally cheery. Of course, inside he's still depressed and has the curse of living, but still being able to feel pain and infinite bad luck and all that. But putting that aside, right now he's smiling, and that's all that I focused on while drawing this. So I gave him a little smile, gave him his tiny little fangs there, because I like showing fangs and sharp things, so I tried to incorporate that a little bit. And then you got his tongue there and his nose, which is absolutely adorable with that little triangle shape. And then his eyes actually came out really well. I tried my best to stay calm and actually focus on the eyes while I was drawing them so that I didn't redraw them too many times and blow through the paper, because on the other side of this actually has the spot where I drew Spam, which is actually the first ZooPhobia character that I drew. And then other than that, his eyes actually sort of look generally the same on each side without looking drastically different. But other than that, there is Jack from ZooPhobia. And with all that being said, if you guys enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed drawing Jack,